There are also the array documents, and if you look at the pink dots, these are the new district required open path monitors. These are the most sophisticated and complex monitors out there. The state went through an extensive effort at looking at what is the latest and best technology, and the pink lines are to show you that these arrays are reflecting across those areas, so that's a solid point of monitoring across these things. And if you look at the substantial green belt that's around the refinery, these monitors are much closer to the community and actually protecting the perimeter of the community, detecting anything that would come through from the refinery. And in terms of the placement on this, the district made up rules about where they would be placed. And if you look at the primary place that the wind blows, the overwhelming time, it's blowing back towards the industrial district, back towards that band of array monitors that are on the far side of the refinery over there. That's the overwhelming time of the year. The other time that you have air, sometimes during the winter, it blows back towards the band of monitors that stretch all across the fence line there towards the community. There's also some periods during storms when it blows south, and that's also picked up by the bottom two array parameters that are right along the edge near what you can see is the stormwater surge pond area. And then, there's been a lot of talk about the 7%. The district cuts off 7%. If the air goes there less than 7%, the district doesn't require it. But actually, in Benicia, in our meteorological, it was about 1% to 2% of the time that it blows to the north up there. The other thing that I would point out is we do have community monitors in Benicia. Valero maintains 3 outside the refinery parameter monitors. Those are the orange dots that you see, 2 on the prevailing wind side of the refinery over there along the industrial corridor, and 1 out in the center of the community. And those are the ground level monitors that are maintained by us. And we're here today to tell you that we've committed to and are working on now putting in telemetry systems on those monitors, and they will upload to a publicly available website in real time. Parametric monitors, we have continuous emission monitors, and so there are different types of monitors. But yeah, most of these would be like stack probes that are sticking up at the stack, measuring the actual emissions coming out of the refinery.
So there's probes inside the stack?
Inside the stack, right at the tip.
Okay, and I don't recall, are those real-time? They go to the district? What happens with the info?
Yeah, those are continuous emission monitors. The data is all recorded, and then we give regular reports to the district on
And
this.
how often are the reports?
Monthly.
Okay, monthly reports. Okay.
Right.
The yellow dots, those you say there's new BTEX, and that's designed to detect benzene. Is that?
Yeah, BTEX, benzene, toluene, xylene. It's the benzene.
So those are all the yellow ones over, and there's a lot of them, it looks like. Yeah. And those are ground level?
Those are on the
fence line. Fence line.
They're up on the fence set by EPA. There's a high standard on them, and they're passive, so they absorb the material out of the air, and then they're taken to a lab, and the benzene is extracted and measured.
Oh, and how often does that process take place?
Every 2 weeks.
Every 2 weeks. And the results of that process, where does that info go?
This is a new program, so all of those results go to the EPA, and then the EPA is going to be putting those onto a publicly available web page. And we can get you or the staff the information for that, and we can put it out in a...
Okay. And the orange dots are the new ones that were approved by BACMed, and those are stretching from the western side pretty much all the way down, it looks like, through that, through the buffer area, all along there,
Yes.
and further up, and then also on the right-hand side.
Right.
Okay. And those are new monitors. I'm relating this back to what you were talking about, old monitors, new monitors. I'm assuming they're more sophisticated and more accurate than the older ones.
Yes.
Help me understand the pink dots.
The pink dots...
Okay, actually, let's back up. Okay, the orange dots.
Yes.
Those are the new ones required?
No, these are existing ground level monitors that we've maintained for a number of years. They're just not the data is collected, and but it's not been publicly available. I mean, we don't make it available in real time. But these are monitors that Valero has maintained. I think, where does it go?
Which ones are those? The orange or the pink?
It goes to the... Okay. And so we'll have those, we have those out there now. So what we're going to do is we're adding telemetry devices on them so they'll automatically upload.
So there's 3 of those currently that are community. Okay, and you're getting the information, but the results aren't coming out for the public.
Well, they
But
will be.
You're going to,
putting
and
the
do you have
telemetry on.
roughly a time frame when that might happen?
Within the next 4 or 5 months.
4 or 5 months, by the 6-month time
Okay,
period
got
that
it.
we,
Okay.
that we had.
Okay, so those are ground level, because the pink dots are the new ones.
Yes, yes.
Okay, so those are the new ones. The black I understand, and the green dot is potential for, okay, got it. Thank you. That's all for now.
Okay. The black dot is mothballed. It's we still have the monitor. It's the one that the city was going to use as a community monitor, but it's now, obsolete. The pink dots there are coming in, and we'll have those in by the deadline that the council's given us to get those in. We think that we can make that deadline, and we're working very hard on it because our initial monitoring program, the monitoring requirements that we had that we've already gotten approved from the district allows us to move forward with ours. We don't have to wait on that part of it.
And there are no monitors along the north side, that the closest to Southampton and Water's End.
Right, the northwest.
Above that, where the green dot is and further out.
Right.
And you said there aren't because you don't have utilities there to power them?
Well, they weren't there initially because the district requirements would tell you that is not a necessary location to have a monitor because it's less than 1 or 2% of the time that the air flows in that direction. But based on the conversations we've had from the city, we've heard that there's a concern that there's not some indication of what's going on up there. So we are in the process, as we represented in the last meeting, of looking at, can we get the monitor in there? And so I was just sharing that right now there's no utilities, and we didn't study this for the open path monitoring, so you have to look at the terrain and the path and all that stuff to see if you can do it. So we're in the process of doing that, and we're trying to figure out what kind of monitor we can put in there.
I'm looking at where that green dot is as well. And I hear you on the 1%, whether it's 1% or 7%. It might not mean a lot if I live downtown, but if I live up in that area, that 1%, I think one of the other speakers mentioned it, that's important to me. I'm looking for a commitment from Valero that would indicate that you're willing to sit down with the city, and if through those discussions there are gaps that we as a city feel are important to fill, that you would make the commitment to consider filling those.
Well, I mean, I think that's exactly what we're doing with this green dot. I mean, we're looking at what kind of monitor we put in there, and whether it's an array monitor. Can
I interrupt just for a second?
Yeah.
What I'm saying is, it might be more than a green dot. It might be a couple of green dots.
And we're willing to talk through that.